Hey everybody, the Retwirl here, and welcome back to more of Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path. Okay. Right, so, the death of the bodyguard, Ethan Rook, and the arrival of Shelley DeKiller. I need to turn it down. Weak. A new development in this case has come to light. Under Knightley's direction, the door of the President's plane was opened. After the paramedics attending Mr. Rook left, we set foot inside the plane, one by one. Okay. Oh dear. As what's-his-face is still being, threatened. Alright. Oh my. Where would the President be? Who knows? It seems he's just behind that door. Still a coward, I see. You think he'd just show himself in front of a hitman? Not a chance. Didn't I tell you already? My purpose here is simply to investigate the case. Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, we await your examination of the body. I don't know why I stammered. Examination. Right. For now, I have no choice but to obey and continue the investigation. The rest is up to Detective Gumshoe. I'm counting on you. I can't help but feel that the killer's gonna get away, regardless. The attempted assassination of the President became the murder of a bodyguard. Looks like you could use some help, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I don't deny it, but... See, exactly. If that's the case, then it can't be helped. Just leave it to the great thief Kay Faraday. Right. So, are you saying you can solve this case? Nope. Said with such certainty. Instead, I'll stick to being your support. Right, let's get this... Oh, let's get straight to the investigation. Can't read today. Sheesh. We need to buy time for the police to prepare. I'll need to draw out this investigation for as long as I can. Okay. Well, first and foremost, the most obvious thing is... Examines the body. I see there's gas masks. Wait, what? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. The first thing that popped into my head, as I switch screens, is the bullet location. You'd think it would have gone through his chest, but it's like his armpit. What? Oh yeah. This is a bulletproof attaché case. It's a tool bodyguards use to protect themselves from bullets. Oh. It can be seen in Kay's photo. It seems Rook and Knightley both had one. Interesting. Ah, that's the scene I stole on film. You didn't do anything illegal in taking this. Anywhere, anytime, I'm always in the mood to steal. You just wanted to use the word steal, didn't you? Have I been caught? Yep. Okay, so that's interesting. What about the bullet location? The bullet pierced his body just below his armpit. Bullet that pierced through. The bullet went straight through the victim's body. Where did it go? Boom, boom, boom. Unfortunately, he was hit in an area his bulletproof vest didn't cover. It really seems like a well-aimed shot. The cause of death was most likely blood loss. The bleeding has stopped. Right, so we've got crime scene notes. Boom, boom, boom. The paramedics were called to treat Mr. Rook, right? I'm afraid they didn't make it in time. Yeah, you don't say it. What is this? Oh, nothing of importance. What about his gun? It seems that the victim also carried a gun. Did he try to shoot something? He may have drawn it out instinctively to return fire. We need to check to see if the gun has fired any bullets. It's still fully loaded. There's no evidence of any shots being fired. This gun is also from Zengfar, right? Yeah. We were always issued the same model revolver. Rook's gun hasn't fired a single shot manufactured in Zengfar, a 6-shot revolver. Right. I think that's everything. Oh, actually, wait. I don't remember what I have logic-wise. Oh, there we go. Rook's gun. They're the exact same. I'm assuming that probably helps. As in, they probably go together. These two guns, they're the exact same model. These guns came from Zhengfa. Oh, same model as the victims. Looks like all the bodyguards were provided with guns from Zhengfa. Indeed. Are those guns rare? No, not particularly. They're not easy to obtain domestically, but it isn't impossible either. What? I thought they might be a treasure. Yes, it's unfortunate. Mr. Edworth, are you talking about the treasure? Or about treasure? Not quite. If it was a rare model, it would have been easier to identify. Even evidence can become treasure. I see. Even during your investigations, you search for treasure. Well, I didn't quite say that. Okay, let's investigate. Where's the treasure? And suddenly she's motivated. Ah, dear. Oh, the heck? Okay. There's a lot of stuff here that's suspicious. It's a collection of colourful personal security alarms. They all seem to have been used before. The President, he sure is a nice guy. He bought these security alarms to protect his wife and kids. Then why would he leave them all here? It's obvious that they're for his own personal use. Objection! A single person can't carry that many security alarms. Because the person only has 2 hands. That objection is worth 0 points. Okay, so we have a bulletproof vest. Wait a minute. Is that got a... It looks like it's got an entry. Like bullet hole. Right in the stomach. Or what would be the stomach. Or like the upper abdomen. That's a heavy looking vest. The President's clothes must be made from some special fabric. Indeed. It's to protect against bullets. Wow, it even does that? Naturally, this is a bulletproof vest after all. So, found on top of the desk, a bullet is embedded in it. Was this the President's? So that's what it is. This is the first time I've seen one. You could have said something earlier. It really surprised me. A strange decoration based off some strange animal is staring at me with its strange eyes. There's a lever on this statue. See, right here on its butt. That would be most unforgivable. I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. That lever most likely operates the trapdoor underneath my feet. Then that hatch is actually a pitfall trap. I hope you understand. It would be in your best interest not to pull that lever. When a killer talks about your best interests, it would be wise to do as he says. Yeah. Right, what do we get from this? Are these some kind of official documents? I know it's a bit rude, but let's take a peek inside. Wait, what? They're on the opposite sides. We must be able to repel any attack from the lake. President is our top priority. Undercover agents keep an eye on the audience. No, it said, these are the security plans. This looks like the one we found earlier in the trash can. Yes, it does. But what's this? Something seems out of place. I mean, could I just deduce anything? I'll just deduce the position of Knightley. There. Eureka! What's this? The details of the security plan, or plans, were changed? Oh, you're right. Huh. Yeah, that's right, it was changed yesterday. President's orders. Why the sudden change? Because 2 days ago, the killer attacked the President. He disguised himself as a bodyguard. Rook was the first to notice. He had already gotten close to the President. Oh, damn. Rook managed to stop him just in the nick of time. Rook grabbed his left arm and twisted it. He then fired one bullet square into his left arm. What were you doing at that time, Mr. Knightley? I was... If I remember correctly, the first person I took out that day was you. Oops, was that a touchy subject? Shut up! So, back then. Your neck injury has yet to heal, and you've already forgotten? No, not you, not now. Okay. Since that day I haven't been able to turn my head right. It sucks. To think that I would suffer an injury. Ethan Rook. You could say he was our most capable individual. Unlike this man here. What's so different about me and Rook? I believe you're about as different as a pawn and a queen. What? So, you remembered Rook's name because he was highly capable? Correct. While disguised as a bodyguard, I happened to hear his name. There was no way I could forget that name. Only a select few have ever been able to injure me. So this was the connection Killer was talking about. Ah. The security arrangements were changed, so that Killer would not be able to sneak in as a bodyguard again. Only the President's two most trusted subordinates would accompany him on the stage. In short, me and Rook. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So they were changed at like last second. It appears your positions were also changed. That's true. He's now on the right side. Because I can't turn my head to the right, my position got changed to the President's left side. Okay. In other words, I was relocated to the right side of the stage. His head couldn't turn right, plans were altered, so he could stand on the right side. Alright. Okay, I don't think there's anything else, is there? Trying to think. Wait, do I have any other logic? I don't think I do. Knightley's position, bulletproof vest. Oh, actually, hang on. We have a bullet that pierced through. And then the bulletproof vest. See if that leads to anything. Two bullets were fired. We know that from the number of gunshots. One hit the Steel Samurai balloon, and the other took Rook's life. But didn't a bullet also hit the President's bulletproof vest? Right. Doesn't match up with the number of shots. However, there is one way to solve this. One way? The bullet that stole Rook's life pierced through his body, and then hit the vest. In other words, Rook and the President were hit by the same bullet. I see. That's right, it'd be dangerous if he hadn't worn that bulletproof vest. Is the President alright? Even while wearing a bulletproof vest, you can still get injured. Yeah, the bullet's impact can still fracture your bones. But don't worry, he's fine. The President's trained himself like no other. Maybe the President didn't even need a bulletproof vest. I think that might be pushing it. I'd like to examine the bullet. There's a chance there may still be ballistic markings. Ballistic markings? What's that? A fingerprint, essentially. Ballistic markings are always left on a bullet. Each gun leaves a different marking. So if we examine the ballistic markings, we'll know which gun the bullet was fired from. You could say they're like a gun's fingerprints. There you go. I get it now. Let's investigate right away. I think that'd be difficult. The bullet was completely flattened when it hit the bulletproof vest. There's no way you could investigate the ballistic markings. Wah! I wanted to investigate them. Well, hit by the bullet that passed through the victim, bullet was flattened by the impact. Jesus. What else is there? 2 gas masks lay on the table, ready to protect against poison gas attacks. Ooh. The President seems to be quite fearful of assassinations. So this is a rumoured gas mask. It's my first time seeing the real thing. Rumoured? Among the Great Thieves? No, the German Ninja. The children's program. During Princess Viola's wedding ceremony, the poison-tongued ninja Simon Cowell just stopped listening to her so seriously. It never seems to pay off. Okay. The only other thing I can think to investigate is this. The internal and external views of the plane are being monitored by these monitors. What reasons I'll have inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny? That's fairly suspicious. What's this? Thing. Oh, that's the President's precious stuffed animal. I don't really get it, but it's some kind of keepsake. Don't touch it. Precious? That's unexpected. It kinda looks like there's been a break-in. Indeed. The area it stands on does look a bit unnatural. Are those glass shards underneath the stuffed animal? This unnatural empty space. Perhaps? Was there another monitor here? There we go. Security monitors. Jot it down in my organizer. Oh, there we go. Now then, I've grown weary of this investigation. Still no sign of Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Prosecutor, have you uncovered the truth yet? No, not yet. I see. In that case, would you like to speak with someone who was involved in the incident? Someone involved in the incident? You mean... Is there not one more witness? Just behind those doors? Of course, the President himself. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, please do the honours and summon the witness here. There's no chance in hell I'm letting that happen. You think you can just summon the President like a witness in court? Mr. President, I'm sure you are watching all this through your security cameras. Would you kindly grace us with your presence? That is, if you value your bodyguard's life. Oof. Oh wow, okay. Okay. It's a lot of waiting. I see. Mr. President, what sort of a man leaves another to die on his behalf? Mr. President! Stop it, take it easy. Hey! Still nothing. Come on, Detective Gumshoe. What? The lights? My apologies, Mr. Prosecutor. I wouldn't try anything if I were you. It seems I am unable to reach the President. Even with Mr. Knightley's life. Stop. What the hell? To kill her, you... However, I have already seen the truth. Where is he? Oof. Ah. I'll leave the rest in your hands, Mr. Prosecutor. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oh wow. God, we got knocked on our ass. Yeah, still President's playing office. Did I pass out? Edgeworth, thank goodness you're safe. Mr. Edgeworth, are you okay? Okay, what about you? I just woke up myself. My head's throbbing a bit, but it's no big deal. Detective Gumshoe, what happened to Tequila? He got away, sir. Miss Swift came running out of the plane. She told us Tequila made a run for it, but... we were too late, sir. We heard from that bodyguard that the emergency lifeboat over there had been stolen. Oh. He's probably at the other side of the lake by now, sir. Didn't you seal off the park? The police were all called back to surround the plane. Right now, there's no one guarding the opposite shore. That means he succeeded in giving us the slip. Sure seems that way, sir. Mr. Prosecutor, what the hell is he doing? Horace Knightley, it seems you also had a narrow escape. Yeah, that sucked. That punk. Come to think of it, we found this near where you fell, sir. This is Tequila's calling card. Looks like a message from him. Shelly the killer dropped it as he fled, embellished with a shell symbol. He always leaves this card next to his victim's body. But you're not dead, sir. Perhaps this signifies something similar to a killing. Which reminds me, the last thing he said still bothers me. That he had seen the truth. I have already seen the truth. I'll leave the rest in your hands, Mr. Prosecutor. Seen the truth? What did he mean? Yeah, it's safe now. Hmm? What was that? Oh, the President. He'll be making his entrance now. The President... Ooh! Oh man, look at him. He really resembles a lion. This man is the President of Zhengfa, Di Yung Huang. You are... It is an honor to meet you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor. I'm Di Yung Huang. I've heard of your deeds. You saved my country from a great crisis. Is he referring to the Yatagarasu case? I was simply solving a murder, nothing more. Such modesty. I have been observing your investigation. An astounding performance, despite allowing the killer to get away. Thank you very much. So he was watching through the security cameras. However, I regret that it ends here. Yeah. It's a bit too tight. You can see every part of his body. Ugh. What do you mean? Also, how's it going? I thought he was giving me the bird then. Heed my words, foolish prosecutor. You should have already been informed by Knightley. This investigation will be handed over to the esteemed police force of Zhengfa. Now that the killer is gone, they intend to take over the investigation. Hey pal, what are you doing? And what's with that attitude? It's because of the killer and Mr. Edgeworth that... Enough, detective. Mr. President, I cannot agree to this. Why must this investigation be handed over to your country's police? Why, you say? Know your place, puny prosecutor. Must I explain my actions? Nay, I think not. You shall hand over all the evidence you've found so far and leave this plane at once. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, be a good boy and do as you're told. Oof. I cannot resist any longer. Oh dear. All the evidence handed over to Knightley. Why? Why won't he allow me to investigate this case any further? Now then, would you kindly take your leave? Knightley, place the suspect under firm restraint. I'm on it, Mr. President. An attempt on my life, the murder of my subordinate. Such evil, such sin. I didn't kill nobody. I swear. Shoot your trap, lady. You dare question me? You dare stain this world with deceit? Should we pardon this sin? Nay, absolutely not. It is most unforgivable. My reasons being... There's no mistake, the President is hiding something. If I turn back now, the truth will be lost forever. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, is there nothing you can do? I have no idea. I remember. The countless times I faced this dilemma in the courtroom. The lies of the witness, the rebuttals of the defense. I did not always have evidence to counter them. Nonetheless, I was still able to draw out the truth from them. That's right. My words alone are my weapons. Okay. Whoa. The background changed. Oh, we're playing chess. Now then, let's analyze the situation. Ooh. Leave this place at once. This is a direct order from the President himself. He's not even listening. Any rebuttal I give, he cuts off. When he has that forceful attitude, I'll need to watch the situation carefully. My opponent is the President of Zhengfa. I don't think he'll show any weakness easily. His words may be overbearing, but I need not be intimidated. If I observe his behaviour closely, I should be able to read his emotions. First, I'll start by asking about his reasons for taking over the investigation. Now let's begin. A good opening line will put me at an advantage. So, yeah, it's logic chess time. Let's do this. So who's taken over the investigation? Please, allow me to confirm something about the investigation. Nay, I don't recall granting you permission to speak. I am the president of Zhengfa. You shall not talk back to me. I am not talking back. I am simply asking for confirmation. This investigation will be taken over by the police of your country. Is that correct? Exactly. That is all I will say. Restrain yourself from making any more unnecessary comments. Wait and see. That's enough. Being on this plane is tantamount to being on my country's soil. You cannot do as you please. This plane? Is there something significant about this place? I should remember this clue. Okay, so explain your reasons. I'd like you to explain your reasons for depriving us of our right to investigate. Impudent fuel. Impudent fool. Hold your tongue. There is no reason. That should be enough of an explanation for you. Perhaps that clue may be useful here. Is it connected to this place? Gathering from what you've said so far, does that forceful attitude of yours have some connection to this place? Oh! You insolent. Earlier, you said that being on this plane is like being on your country's soil. From those words, I was able to deduce the answer. Namely, that is, you wish to claim extraterritorial rights inside this plane. Am I correct? Ooh, he's sweating. That's enough. I shall brook no insolence. You seem unsettled. Oh! Your words are forceful, but I cannot overlook them. The moment I mentioned extraterritorial rights, your face grew pale. Okay. Oh, now he's calmed down. In light of your brazen courage, I shall grant you an answer. That's right. I am claiming extraterritorial rights inside this plane. However, what does that change? You are still powerless. There is nothing you can do about it. I see. Under international law, the plane would be considered part of Zhengfa. How convenient. If he wishes to stake this claim, then I shall question its validity. Yay, I got my time back. The next move will decide the outcome. He may be the president, but there is a hole in his logic. Let me break it wide open. So... aren't you being too forceful? Permit me to say this. Don't you feel that your actions are too forceful? Who asked for your opinion? All you need to do is obey. Okay, sheesh. Forceful is the wrong word. It is authority, leadership. So you arrested Miss Swift because you felt you had the authority to do so? Yes, that girl is a criminal. There is no room for dispute. The shooting took place outside the plane. Only she could have done it. That's it. The shooting occurred outside the plane. This could be a very important clue. Is your claim valid? I challenge the validity of your claim to extraterritorial rights. Do you truly understand what it is you're saying? Of course, and I stand by it. You dare doubt my words? You have no shame. Oh god. Such irredeemable arrogance. It troubles me greatly. There's no need to worry. I do not need to be saved. It is Miss Swift who I wish to save from these false charges that you have laid against her. I admire your tenacity. However, your wish is unattainable. The extraterritorial laws are unshakable. This plane is Zhengfa territory. It's time to use that clue. There we go. Yeah, but the gun came from outside, bruh. Checkmate. Bitch. Indeed, I do not question your extraterritorial rights inside this plane. However, you just claimed that the shooting took place outside the plane. Yes, if it didn't happen inside the plane, extraterritorial laws do not apply. Your claim has fallen apart. Miss Swift's arrest is invalid. Oh! Impossible! To be bested by a mere prosecutor. I am the President! Checkmate, Mr. President. Woohoo! Nice! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Mr. President, will you allow us to continue with our investigation? Is that a yes? Fine. I yield. I will allow it. My heart is generous, my heart is tolerant and merciful. Therefore, as such, certainly, thus we shall. It is our duty, for a most noble cause. What the hell is he spewing? Gentlemen, now is the time. I, the President of Zhengfa, for the sake of the investigation... This guy sure likes beating around the bush. Yeah. Knightley, we have received the President's permission. Could you return our evidence? Here. Knightley returned all of the evidence. Yay! You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Now we can resume the investigation. It's funny how happy you are just because I gave you your precious pieces back. Now let's see how well you use them. Pay attention then. Here is my next move. Mr. President, may I make one more request of you? Would you please testify about the moment of the incident? Testify? Hey, hold on a sec. That's your next move? Isn't that the sort of thing you'd leave to the courts? Naturally, it's a courtroom procedure. However, I'd still like to hear what he has to say. If he refuses to cooperate with the investigation, he will have to give a clear reason. That's... Is there something wrong? Knightley, stand down. I shall grant the Honourable Prosecutor's request. I thank you for your cooperation. Now, heed my words. Okay. Okay, so... Where was I when the incident occurred? Ah yes, the stage. Then, Rook and Knightley suddenly appeared and stood in front of me. After that I heard a gunshot and a red balloon bursting. And so, those two attempted to escort me into the plane. But then, the second gunshot. The bullet pierced through Rook's body and struck my bulletproof vest. Huh. If that's the case, then the President's a victim too, right? It was an assassination attempt. Mr. Rook just happened to get caught up in it, unfortunately. Isn't it strange? Why would the victim want to interrupt the investigation? Of course, if it becomes public, it would cause problems. I see. There's still some deep, dark secrets behind this case, right? Certainly the President, and perhaps Knightley too, know of this secret. Without fail, I shall reveal it for all to see. Oh yeah. Right, time to rebuttal. Hold it! You aware of just how serious this incident is? You naive man. Did you think I would be perturbed by that question? Of course, I am well aware that a coward attempted to shoot me. At the time, I was on the stage delivering my speech. Then Rook and Knightley suddenly appeared and stood in front of me. Hold it. Bullshit. Did you realise there was a shooter when they appeared in front of you? What was I doing at that time? Ah yes, the speech. During my speech I was in a euphoric state, a state of nothingness and enlightenment. So, you got nervous and blanked out. Nay, I have not forgotten a single occurrence that transpired during my speech. When Rook and Knightley appeared in front of me, I was surprised. After that I heard a gunshot and a red balloon bursting. Red? Technically it's red, like half of it, but for the most part it's grey. Yeah, that is not, it's not red. What are you on about, bro? A red balloon burst. I'm afraid that's not the case. What? Please have a look at this piece of evidence. Can you see what has burst? Oh! Oh, that face is the best. This is... what exactly? It's the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. You do well to remember it. If you wish to win the support of this nation's people. And don't forget the rival show, the German Ninja. God, she's obsessed. The balloon that was ruptured by the bullet was no ordinary red balloon. It was a Steel Samurai balloon. Would it really even class as a red balloon? But according to the plans, there should have been 2 red balloons. Really? It says so right here on the security plan. Does it? It doesn't say anything about a balloon. It certainly looks like there are only 2 round balloons drawn here. Niley, what is the meaning of this? Explain at once. Yes, sir. That Steel Samurai balloon was a last-minute replacement. Replacement? For what? That's what we were told. Seems that information didn't make it to the President. We ran into a little trouble during setup last night. One of the balloons that we had prepared burst. So you scrambled to find a replacement. Exactly. We just happened to run into a guy manning a stand in the park. He said he'd lend us the Steel Samurai balloon. He was kind of a poser. Stand, a Steel Samurai balloon, and a poser. Oh dear. We pumped air into its red samurai pants to create a makeshift balloon. Oh! So it wasn't even stood up. So the Steel Samurai balloon looked just like an ordinary red balloon. Is that what you mean? Knightley, why was I not informed of this? Sir, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't think it was important enough to report. Couldn't you tell by just looking at it? I did not notice it. So you mistook the Steel Samurai's pants for an ordinary balloon. Was there a reason why you made that mistake? What now? A moment, please. I just remembered now. I could not see the balloon very well. You couldn't see it? Exactly. At the time, the wind was strong. The flags on the stage were fluttering wildly, and they obstructed my view. The flags? Did you not see the flags that were set up on both sides of the stage? Due to strong winds, they were waving about just like this. That's bullshit though, because the one on the right-hand side had a bullet hole, or bullet go straight through it, and into the Steel Samurai. So a strong wind was blowing at the time of the incident. The flags were fluttering wildly. Is there a problem with that? There's a problem. President Huang, you have my gratitude. Your testimony has helped me uncover a new contradiction. A contradiction, you say? Yes, one that turns the very foundation of this case on its head. During my investigation, there was no wind at the crime scene, so the flags remained still. However, the flags were actually fluttering in the strong wind. This completely changes the meaning of that piece of evidence. Which evidence contradicts the state of the crime scene? Where the hell is it? Oh, there we go. The bullet's trajectory! The gunshot rang out during the president's speech. The bullet struck the balloon. And also pierced through the national flag. I previously deduced the bullet's trajectory using these facts. Woo! The assassin fired the bullet from the left side of the audience area. However, if the flags were fluttering about like so, my reasoning changes. Ah! Yeah, the trajectory would be different. Since the flag's position has changed, correct, the bullet's trajectory must also change. And if we trace the trajectory of the bullet, we can tell who fired the shot. But Mr. Edgeworth, that person is... Indeed. I still don't understand why, however, it can be none other than him. By tracing the bullet's path, who was the person who fired the gun? Knightley! person who shot the balloon was none other than you, Horace Knightley. What? Connect the bullet holes in the balloon and the flag, and the line points to you. Oh, it's been updated. There we go. Not bad. But that guy's one of the President's bodyguards. Why would he have shot the Steel Samurai balloon, sir? Preposterous. I agree with the detective. There is no reason. Are you saying Knightley, who has saved my life on numerous occasions, is an assassin? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I've had it up to here with you. My job is to protect the President. Knightley, control yourself. Sorry, sir. Prosecutor, indeed, the wind was strong during my speech. However, the wind's strength can change very quickly. Evidence shows evidence that the flag was flying at the moment of the gunshot. The gunshot occurred the moment the President raised his fist into to the sky. The evidence that shows this moment is... Do I have something that shows the state of the flag? I'm assuming it would be one of these. I mean, I don't see no flag. And that's when he raises his fist into the air. Yeah, I would say it's that one. The evidence is in this photo. Interesting. And where is this photo exactly? Oh, it's this one. Proof that the flag was flying in this photo is right here. Don't you see? The fluttering flag can be seen in this photo. No. There's no mistake that the flags were flying at the moment of the incident. So then, it really was that guy who shot the balloon. That would mean Mr. Knightley is the assassin. Horace Knightley is not the assassin. Horace Knightley is not the assassin. The only thing he shot was a balloon. A balloon on the opposite side of the President. He wasn't aiming at the President. Why then? Why was it necessary for me to do a thing like that? Depending on your answer, I might take aim at your pretty little head. Why was it necessary? I presume the reason is connected to the one thing that's felt out of place. The one who shot the balloon was the President's bodyguard, Knightley. Bullet's trajectory shows that Knightley shot the balloon on the right side. That fact will change the entire viewpoint of this case. Logic. I was about to say, is it logic time? So Knightley shot the balloon, and Knightley's position. Why was Knightley's position changed? Because I can't turn my head to the right. My position got changed to the President's left side. In other words, I was relocated to the right side of the stage. Was that really the only reason? If the plans had not changed, and Knightley remained on the left side of the stage, Knightley can't turn his head to the right. Would he have been able to aim at the balloon on the left side of the stage? Perhaps the security plans were altered so that Knightley could shoot the balloon. If that's the case, what's this? The details of the security plans were changed. That's right. It was changed yesterday. President's orders. The security plans were changed on the President's orders. So change of security plans. Ordered by the President. Was this done so Knightley could shoot the balloon? Why? I don't see the point. More logic? Oh yeah. I love me a bit of logic. So now it's assassination attempt. Premeditated crime. Huh. I mean, they're the only two I have, so... In other words, the President knew about the balloon being shot. He knew about the attempt on his own life. If you think about it that way, everything that's been out of place in the is beginning to add up. Why was the assassin able to get a gun past such tight security? Why was the assassin wearing a conspicuous red hood? Why did they use a laser sight that would so easily reveal their location? Why was the president so calm after being shot? This was the truth the president and his subordinates tried to conceal. There can only be one reason why Knightley fired the gun. The entire assassination was a setup. Eh? Huh? Oh. How dare you? Do you seriously understand what you're implying with this? Of course I understand. In fact, now I understand everything. Mr. President, you wish to take the investigation rights from me. That was also you could conceal the real truth. How dare you mock me with these spurious allegations? Mock you? That was not my intention. I simply used logic to uncover the truth, that is all. Knightley fired the first shot in order to rupture the balloon. Hearing the gunshot, and the sound of the balloon bursting, the audience began to panic. This was followed by one more shot. Wait, one more shot? Yes, Knightley turned towards the balloon and pulled the trigger, a second time. The second gunshot was also fired by Knightley, to create the illusion of the second shot hitting the president. And what about the bullet that hit the president's bulletproof vest? What if that bullet vest had been prepared in advance? What's the matter, Mr. President? Afraid of facing a little bullet? That's not true. I was definitely shot. If we examine the bullet in your vest, it would answer the question for us. We will find Rook's blood on that bullet. Or will we find? But the person in the red hood who shot me is in that photo. Weren't you listening, Mr. President? From the bullet's trajectory, the one who fired the shot must have been Knightley. Then Nicole, she too was part of the president's plan. She was to bear the blame and become the false assassin. The red-hooded figure. Exactly. I don't know how much of the plan Miss Swift knew beforehand. However, she didn't fire the gun. All she did was aim the laser pointer at the president's head. That's right, Once the crowd began to panic, you would turn your parka inside out. And thus, the red-hooded figure vanished. After that, you discarded the gun, a security plan in the trash. And the illusion of the assassin vanishing like a ghost was complete. And with the assassin gone, the case would go unsolved, pal. Yes, that was what he hoped for. That's why he wouldn't let Mr. Edgeworth investigate the case. Because Edgeworth is just too good. Exactly. All of this was an asinine publicity stunt from a lying president. But you... Oh god. Ew. Oh god, he's like got a blow up body. Oh my god. You are wrong. Oh my god. He revealed his true form. The assassination is a lie, isn't it? The chief. Why did he have to pick you? This... It's absurd. Should not have happened. Who the fuck was that? Oh wow, that was different. Objection! Well played, Mr. Prosecutor. Knightley? I am speaking with the President. Speaking with the President now, thank you very much. You're a chess player. You know knights always strive to protect their king. Oh god, this fucking... stupid-ass animation. So shut up. Now. Are you threatening me, Mr. Knightley? What's with this guy? Oops, sorry, I went over the top there. But on to business. As my first move, I want to ask you a question. You say I fired a gun on the stage, right? Then I should have been caught. The entire audience was watching me. I see. Now it's my move. You used a certain object to prevent the spectators from seeing you. A certain object? What did Knightley use to prevent the audience from seeing him? The thing they have in front of them? Perhaps? Yeah, the bulletproof case. The Itachi case. Exactly. I'd like you to have a look at this photo Kay took. Ah, you can actually see... Yeah, his right hand's completely hidden, and it actually looks like he's using something. Yeah, your right hand is completely hidden by the case. This photo captures the exact moment you secretly fired the gun. You use the Itachi case as a screen. Objection! You seem to enjoy making up convenient stories, Mr. Prosecutor. Well, you've missed something. And what have I missed? That everything you've said is just a hypothesis, a theory. Flags flapping in the wind, using the case as a screen. The security plans were modified because I can't move my neck. You got no decisive evidence. Yeah, it'd be great if you had the bullet that hit the balloon. Then you could examine it and see if the ballistic markings matched my gun. But that bullet's probably at the bottom of the lake. Finding it would be real tough. Right. I hate to admit it, but it's as he says. There's no decisive evidence. If there's no proof, the only thing you can do is shut up, so do so. Now who's holding? Oh, Nicole. Oh, Swift. Her name's Nicole, isn't it? I can't remember. Miss Swift. Oh, it is Nicole. Okay, cool. That's it. If she speaks, we could hear new testimony. Hey, lady. You got something to say? Never mind. There we go. I thought so. Nicole. Don't be afraid. The truth will escape if you let that man intimidate you. You're a reporter. A journalist, are you not? I will not remain silent. You better consider your position. Use your head before saying something you'll regret. I forgot the #1 rule of journalism. Journalists must not tell lies. You can't call it a scoop if it ain't the truth. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm sorry. I've been hiding this the whole time. Wait a minute. She didn't even have a gun, did she? What she had was literally just a laser pointer. Huh. This is... I used this laser pointer to aim at the president. That's all I did. I never fired the gun. You stupid woman. Woman! If you testify, you'll be admitting you're an accomplice. I don't care. I'm gonna tell him everything. 3 days ago, I was covering an event at the Zhengfa embassy. Then some of the president's men called me over. Ah. They said if I cooperated, I'd get an exclusive interview with the president. And the gun in the trash? I really don't know. All I was told was to come wearing a red hood and to aim the laser pointer. I never thought it would snowball into all of this. I'm really, truly sorry. Nicole, thank you. That was a testimony worthy of the courtroom. This is sufficient testimony to verify the fake assassination plot. Damn you, the lot of you. You're all a bunch of mindless morons. It's a shame. If only you had been able to usurp the investigation as planned. You would have been able to silence this young lady. Oh! Man, he looks interesting. Blast! So, tomorrow's headlines now read... Fake assassination plan exposed. Becomes a murderer. Oh, becomes a murder. Right. I can't believe that you do something this horrible, pal. I admit nothing. Now who's... Oh, President. President? Knightley. That's enough. We have no choice but to admit it. So, Mr. President, you admit that you planned a fake assassination? Yes, I admit it. I'm sorry. But why? Why did you have to do this? My approval ratings in Zhengfa have fallen. I wanted to appeal to them as a strong president who survived an assassination. But in the end, it was just a lie. A stupid lie. The bullet in the bulletproof vest? Prepared earlier. It was not fired today. As we thought. As we had deduced. But what about Mr. Tequila? It seems our plan was leaked. Someone wanted to make this fake assassination real. Oh! That's why Tequila wore a red raincoat. He would impersonate the culprit from the plan, in order to approach the president. But there's still one thing I don't understand. What's that? Why did Rook die? His death was not a part of the charade. And yet it really happened. Yes, why was his life taken? Ethan was an outstanding bodyguard. Even though he wasn't from my country, he had my utmost trust. I wouldn't think that having the trust of a cowardly president meant that much, honestly. Hey, that's the same sort of bond between me and Mr. Edgeworth, pal. I would put it that way. Did Rook know of your plan? Not the exact details. I asked him to cooperate and he refused. You should have listened to his advice. Yes, indeed. I wouldn't have done all this if I had known. You're being too dramatic. What? Rook was just one piece of the President's defense. Knightley? Did Knightley kill Rook? It's not as if he cooperated with your plan. I did. He ran away, taking whatever dignity he had left with him. Good riddance. I know you're a valuable bodyguard, but still. I don't have time for this, sir. I'm the team leader now. There's going to be a lot of changes now that the chicken's gone. After all, adaptation is the most important principle in cheese. I knew you always wanted to be the team leader. But isn't this a bit imprudent? I will orchestrate even more perfect plans, just like this one. You definitely have ambition. But wasn't your perfect plan today a failure? If it weren't for you and that idiot Rook, it would have been perfect. What did Rook do? If he hadn't died, the killer wouldn't have threatened me. And you would have never set foot in this plane. Knightley, how can you say such a thing? Yeah, he died trying to save you, Mr. President. Maybe he fulfilled his lifelong ambition. He died protecting the President. Huh? But the assassination was fake, right? Of course it was, but you need to listen closer, little girl. Remember the guy who wanted to make the fake assassination real? There were 2 gunshots at the time of the incident. The first was, as you said, I shot the balloon. But the second one wasn't me. So who fired the second shot? The real assassin. But it wasn't the killer. He intended to attack the president with a knife, not a gun. The lucky winner was the hidden queen. Or should I say, the lady in the coat over there. Huh? Oh dear. You're accusing Nicole, pal? Again? I ain't no assassin. Really? I don't believe you. The gun that was left in the trash. That was yours, right? Oh my god. We're back to this shit. Ba-da-da-da-ba-da-da-da. Knightley's testimony. I shot the balloon and entered the plane with Rook and the President. Rook waited in the cabin while I led the President into the security room. When I came out, Rook was already on the ground. The bullet that lady fired must have hit him while we escorted the President to the plane. The shot was fired from the gun you found in the trash. So, you're saying you don't know exactly when the victim was shot? The Knight's job isn't to protect the Rook. It's to protect the King. Huh. What he's trying to say is that his job was to protect the President only. It's over if you lose the King. Checkmate. That's the first rule of chess. If you let your pieces get taken right in front of you, you're not likely to win. But I did win. Look, the President is safe. Don't claim victory when the game has only just begun. Oh! Ba-ba-ba. Okay. So the victim had no part in your plan? Yeah, that's right. He didn't even know it was all fake. So you're saying he thought it was a real assassination attempt? Ah, But you fired the gun right next to him. Wouldn't he have noticed? Maybe he did. Not that it matters now. Besides, even if he thought the assassination attempt was a fake, his duty was to protect the king. He made a split-second decision to sacrifice himself. The victim was truly a man of honor. You're wrong. It was all part of my plan. He simply assisted in our little performance on stage. Rook waited in the cabin while he led the president to the security room. Why did you do that? The assassination was supposed to be faked. Or fake. There were a lot of guests milling around outside. Wouldn't it be bad if the president who just escaped an assassination was seen lounging around and drinking grape juice? Imagine the headlines! What was the victim doing at the time? How should I know? I was with the president inside the security room. Anyway. Where did you find the body? About where he is now. He collapsed in the middle of this room. When I returned, the door to the plane was already closed. The bullet must have hit Rook right before the door closed. Talk about a hassle. It's all his fault that this plan failed. Knightley! That's too far. Even if he protected the king, he couldn't protect his honor. He was careless in his duty, and he paid the price for it. This man is truly despicable. As I was saying, the bullet that lady fired must have hit him while we were escorting the president to the plane. Weren't you both carrying bulletproof Hitachi cases? Yeah, when Rook noticed the laser pointer, he opened up those bad boys and became the president's shield. You're telling me the bullet slipped through the space between your shields? Are you claiming that Miss Swift has such precise aim? Well, she was targeting the president. I wouldn't say her aim is precise at all. So the bullet was off target and just happened to hit the victim instead. Through the tiny gap between his bulletproof vest and case. I don't want to believe it either. But they say the truth is stranger than fiction. Rook was hit by a 1 in a million shot. And you have the evidence to prove it. I don't think I do. If that's the case, then why was the gun fired twice? And not just once? Yep, 2 shots have been fired. It just doesn't add up. So, you shot the balloon, and Miss Swift shot Rook. Is that really true? I can't see it any other way. The gun we discovered in the trash was fired twice. The number of gunshots don't add up. Oh! I love that face. It's so good. Why don't the gunshots add up? It's simple. This gun is fake evidence, left behind by the real criminal. Fake evidence? Think about it. The criminal planted this for a reason. By finding the gun, we'd assume that the assassin was in the audience, in order to make us believe that the gun was used by the assassin. The gun needed to appear as if it had been fired twice. I get it, because 2 shots were fired during the incident. However, we proved that the bullet that hit the balloon did not come from this gun. Therefore, I have my doubts as to whether this gun also took Rook's life. Here it comes. You're packing some serious heat. Enough with the song and dance. You've come this far, go ahead and say it. I won't just say it, I'll prove it. The one who really shot Rook is you, sir. Horace Knightley, you murdered Rook. Heh, you finally said it. Knightley, you couldn't have. The killer wasn't the only one who took advantage of the fake assassination plot. You intended to murder Rook and claim he was a victim of the assassination. Once the president had entered the security room and the door to the plane was closed, only the victim and Knightley would have been left in this room. And at that moment you fired a 3rd bullet, directly at Rook. Objection. A 3rd bullet? Huh, only 2 gunshots were heard. The numbers don't match up. The plane's walls are soundproof. If the door was closed, the gunshot would not have been heard outside. But wasn't the president in the next room? That's true. The president may have heard the gunshot. Mr. President, did you hear a gunshot? No. I didn't hear any gunshots. But weren't you watching this room through the security cameras? The cameras in this room aren't usually turned on. I turned on the power after I entered the security room. So you didn't turn on the power immediately after you entering the room? No, actually, What is it? He's not being clear. Mr. President, focus, this is vital. That is... okay. Please. I was hiding under the bed, covering my ears. What? But you knew the assassination was fake. It doesn't matter, I simply hate the sound of guns. That terrifying sound. I just can't help it. Oh my god. That definitely ain't going in my article. Knightley, you saw the president hiding under the bed. Furthermore, you could tell if the security cameras had been turned on by looking at the monitors. In that moment, when the president wouldn't hear the gunshot or see the room, you had a chance to fire a third bullet at Rook. I thought it said and kill Rook. Knightley, did you really? You deceived me? You really think I killed that moron? That's cold, Mr. President. Have a little faith in me. The bodyguard who's risking his life to protect you. I want to believe you, I really do, but... I just don't get it. Why are you suspecting me alone? There's still the possibility that she's the killer. This gun is not the murder weapon. The number of missing bullets makes that clear. Maybe it was one shot to begin with. Ever think of that? What? Maybe it already fired a shot yesterday, or the day before, and the second shot was fired today. The one that hit Rook. Well, isn't that just the perfect excuse? Excuse? The possibility exists. You can't deny that. He's right. I can't deny it completely. You need decisive evidence. Evidence so decisive that it makes my heart stop and my logic crumble. You got something like that? Nope. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything? At this rate, Nicole will... Mr. Prosecutor. It's true. I did an awful thing for a scoop. But I never killed nobody. I could never do a thing like that. Decisive evidence. If I could prove the murder weapon was Knightley's gun... Proof it was his gun. Yeah, it'd be great if you had the bullet that hit the balloon. Then you could examine it and see if the ballistic markings matched my gun. If we can find the bullet that took Rook's life, we can determine which gun fired the shot from the ballistic markings. If you've got no evidence, then we're done talking. Hold it! What? You don't seriously have decisive evidence? Naturally. That's a big joke. Well, come on now, show us. What's this so-called evidence? The bullet that took Rook's life. That's the decisive evidence I need. This evidence, do I have it? I don't have it. I don't have it. Okay, it's game over, man. However, it is somewhere in this room. What? The bullet that killed Rook pierced through his body. So where did the bullet go? Earlier you explained it like this. The bullet that took Rook's life pierced through his body and then hit the vest. That's right. It'd be dangerous if he hadn't worn that bulletproof vest. However, now that the fake assassination plan has come to light, we know that the bullet in the bulletproof vest was prepared earlier. So then, where did the bullet go? Interesting. Very interesting. Do you have the answer? Do I have evidence that shows the location of the bullet that killed Mr. Rook? Security cameras? I mean, they would have seen it. Oh, monitors. Yeah, whatever. In this room there is one thing that's clearly missing. Something missing? You sure it's not your brain? Oh, what a zinger. I'd like you to look at the rack of security monitors. Ah. It seems you've noticed, Mr. President. Among these images of the plane's surroundings, only the feed from the right side of the plane is absent. That's what's missing. A single monitor. Mr. President, there was originally a monitor here, wasn't there? That's right. Why is there a stuffed toy now? That must have been put there to hide the empty space, where the monitor used to be. Why is the monitor missing, and where did it go? Why? Undoubtedly, because it was hit by the bullet. In order to make us think that the bullet really hit the bulletproof vest. It would be a problem if another bullet hole was discovered. So then, where did the monitor go? Where? It should be hidden somewhere inside this plane. There hasn't been a chance to dispose of it outside since it was shot. Detective Gumshoe, search this plane. Roger that, sir. President Huang, you said extraterritorial laws apply to this plane. I will allow it. There is no problem. I just want to know the truth of Rook's death. Damn it, you think this is a joke? You're always like this. Rook this, Rook that. Oh, he's jealous. Detective, we have his approval. Go ahead. Alright. Mr. Edgeworth, I found it, sir. Good work, Detective. Now let's extract the bullet from the monitor. If I do this here, and then do that... I got it! Ooh! Well, it's definitely stained with blood. I'm certain this is the bullet that killed Rook. Found in the security monitor, believed to have taken Rook's life. This is the bullet that will crush your arguments. The decisive evidence that blows a hole in your logic. If the ballistic markings on this gun do not match the gun found in the audience area, Miss Swift will be cleared of suspicion. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? Detective, we need to examine the ballistic markings. Send the gun and bullet to forensics. Roger, we should be able to find clear markings on this bullet, sir. Alright. Now then. Let's listen to the forensics report. Reporting. First, the blood on this bullet matches the victim's blood. So this bullet really did take Rook's life. Also, Horace Knightley's fingerprints were found on this gun. Knightley's fingerprints? Probably came from when he took all our evidence. Oh yeah, good point. The real issue is the ballistic markings. If the markings don't match, Miss Swift will be cleared of suspicion. And the bullet's ballistic markings match this gun. What? They match? No way. There's no mistake. The bullet was fired from this gun. What? Huh? That's strange. Looks like I was right after all. Naturally. Did you really think you had me cornered? You misread the board. The one who's been cornered is you. Oh. Okay, well we're having another argument. So Knightley's logic. If the ballistic markings match the gun, there can be no doubt. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the audience area. I thought I said in the trash. Who could have used that gun? Not me, because I was on stage. But what about that lady reporter in the audience? All the evidence points to that young lady as the assassin who killed Rook. Well, it's your move, Mr. Prosecutor. Where did you find the gun again? And which gun fired the bullet? At least we know. It ain't me. This can't be happening. The President and I have admitted to the fake assassination plot. Now it's your turn to admit who the real criminal is. That doesn't make Nicole the criminal. Don't get riled up, Kay. Let's have him say first. Let's have him say first. Whatever. After he's done, it won't be too late to begin our counterattack. Oh, it might have been let's hear his say first. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright. Okay. No, that's... Jesus. Didn't you say it earlier? This is the decisive evidence. Oh dear. Well, how does it feel to have a hole blown through your reasoning? The ballistic markings matched the gun we found, so... Does that mean Nicole really was the shooter? I'd like to believe otherwise. But he's got the decisive evidence on his side, sir. Indeed. How should I proceed? If Miss Swift isn't the killer, then the ballistic markings should not match. What if he used... No, he wouldn't have been able to. I was going to say, what if he used the gun and then switched them? But yeah, that would have been... That wouldn't have happened. There would have been no time. Thoughts, Kay? If the evidence is impossible, then maybe we should doubt the evidence itself, right? Doubt the evidence? Nicole's definitely not a criminal. So if the evidence says that she's a criminal, there must be something wrong with it. You seem awfully sure of yourself. It's a great thief's intuition. Intuition. Still, it's quite possible. Above all, Miss Swift doesn't seem like the type of person to tell such elaborate lies. In court, the evidence is everything, and yet here I am doubting it. Which evidence do I doubt? The gun. If anything's suspect here, it can only be the gun. The bullet was discovered just a moment ago. It couldn't have been tampered with, yet. Did Knightley have a chance to tamper with the gun? You shall hand over all of the evidence you've collected so far and leave this plane at once. Oh! Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, maybe... Did he switch them? Okay, so he might have actually switched them. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, be a good boy and do as you're told. Cannot resist any longer. That's it. He could have tampered with the gun at that time. There's no doubt that this gun is the real murder weapon. In that case, the owner of this gun is... He must have switched the guns. Without a doubt, this is Knightley's own gun. Okay. Of course. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the audience area. I'm not so sure. Friend. Knightley, you fiend! You switched the guns. The gun that matched the ballistic markings was yours all along. Interesting choice of move you've made there. The switch occurred at the time you seized the evidence, when we were arguing with the President over the investigation rights. You detached the laser sight from the gun you found in the from the gun found in the audience area, and attached it to your gun. Then, when you returned the evidence, you gave me your own gun. Did I do that? So what you're saying is that I knew you'd want to examine the ballistic markings. Indeed. Staying one move ahead of your opponent. Isn't that the fundamental rule of chess? Oh my god. I hate these long-ass animations. They suck. I'm glad you feel that way, Mr. Prosecutor. But you're giving me too much credit. Besides, can't you even prove... Well, can you even prove I pulled the old switcheroo with the guns? Oh my god, really? So, the gun happens to be the same model as mine. Pure coincidence. But take a closer look. Only one of them has a laser pointer attached to it. Check the number of bullets left in the chamber. Only 2 shots fired, see? There's no evidence that I switched the guns, right? Giving you too much credit, that hardly sounds like something you'd say. Guess I'm just more modest than you. Well, except when I'm in front of a chessboard. But we're not in front of a chessboard. That's too bad. Don't use that as an excuse later. I didn't lose the game, I just couldn't find enough evidence. You're the one who should have an excuse ready. You didn't beat me at chess, you only found the evidence. Okay, so his logic number 2, or part 2. Pure coincidence. Coincidence? You say? Or perhaps it was simply bound to happen. Which was it, pal? Those bodyguards needed to use them to protect the President. And no matter how you slice it, that lady is a total amateur with guns. It was necessary for both of us to use revolvers. A revolver? Like the one Knightley's carrying? Why would it be necessary? It has a simpler mechanism, so it's easy to use. Something along those lines, probably. When you gotta get the job done, or if you're new to this sort of thing, there's nothing better. The truth is, I thought it was pure coincidence all along. One of them has a laser pointer attached to it. Yeah, it's easily removable. You attach the laser pointer to the gun yourself. Oh yeah? Prove it. Show me the evidence. Well, that's... You can't go around calling people liars without proof. Didn't your daddy teach you that? On that point, I've got evidence on my side. Ah dear. Something's been bothering me for a while now. What about the chamber of your own gun? My woman here? Now that you mention it. God. I've been firing it off for a while now. Every time he fires, he reloads the gun. So there's no way to check its status from the time of the incident. That's it. In order to switch the guns, he would have needed to reload the bullets. Knightley is barehanded. And he had no time to put on gloves when the switch was made. Ah, I think it's about time for you to resign. How about it, Prosecutor Edgeworth? No evidence. Okay, let's have a look at the bullets, shall we? Well, actually, look at the bullets or the chamber. I mean, what should have the fingerprints on it would be the handle. Bullets in the chamber would be like, okay, you switch bullets. Interesting. The evidence is this. You call that evidence? Prosecutor Edgeworth. You're trying too hard. Certain traces were left on this gun. Traces that prove this gun belongs to you. Show it to me. What kind of piece you got? A rook? A bishop? It better not be a pawn. The traces Knightley left on the gun are... Ooh, the fingerprints. Duh. You left your fingerprints on this gun. Fingerprints? Huh. That should be expected. I handled the gun earlier when I seized your evidence. Of course my fingerprints are on it. But what if the fingerprints are in a place where they should not be? What? That's not possible. Allow me to show you. There is one place where your fingerprints should not be. This piece of evidence will deal the final blow to your king. Right, switch screens first. So can I could actually just do this. Examine the chamber. Here, Detective Gumshoe. Please have a look at the cylinder. 2 shots were fired, sir, but where would the fingerprints be? Check the bullets. You made the switch when you... Oops. I forgot I need to switch screen back. You made the switch when you seized the evidence earlier. However, if all you did was switch the guns, you would have been found out right away. That's because the number of bullets fired by the 2 guns are different. The gun found in the audience area had fired 2 shots, sir. Then what about Mr. Knightley's gun? He fired 2 shots at the balloon when he was on the stage. And later 1 shot to kill Rook. 3 shots in total, not counting the number of shots he's fired since then. And after each of those times he would reload the bullets. Not you would reload the bullets. Tell us, Knightley, were you wearing gloves when you were doing that? Or when doing that? Officer, in your report earlier, where were Knightley's fingerprints found on the gun? Sir, the prints were just found on the outside of the gun. Or weren't just found on the outside of the gun. They were also found on the bullets as well. If all you did was handle the evidence, why would your fingerprints be on the bullets? That's... With this, it has been proven that you switched the guns. The gun which fired the bullet that took the victim's life. It belongs to you, Horace Knightley. You're the one who stole Rook's life. You are the true assassin. Oh! I want to see his breakdown. I'm also just curious as to what the hell it does. Checkmate. Oh! Very good. Oh, he just starts spinning the gun real quick. Holy crap. What? Ooh! So, his head just got buried in his neck brace. I should have been made leader. Me. Rook, that piece of scum. If it hadn't been for him, I would have had complete control over everybody. My assassination plan. It was perfect. My plan was perfect. Detective Gumshoe? If you please. Roger that, sir. Arrest this man. Edgeworth! This game isn't over yet, you hear me? Die. That's enough. The rest of this game will continue in the courtroom. Damn it. Damn you. Well. Bye, Knightley. Woohoo! That's one hell of a first case. 3 hours or longer. I can't actually remember how long the first session was. Oh no, it was 6 episodes. Well, parts, whatever. Hey, he's buffed up again. You have my gratitude. You exposed a murderer amongst my bodyguards, and for that I am truly in your debt. As soon as he stepped outside the plane, he reverted back to his king-like persona. Some time ago, when I proposed the fake assassination plan. You want me, and not Rook? Rook declined, so I'm asking you. What do you say? Alright, let's do this. I'll come up with a perfect plan. I can even use that guy as a chess piece. Oh. When Knightley said that, his eyes were overflowing with hatred towards Rook. Frankly, I was quite anxious about asking Knightley instead of Rook. Now that I recall those events, he probably sensed the anxiety in my countenance. Perhaps that is what gave him the impetus for murder. Mr. President, if you had not orchestrated that fake plan, this would not have happened. That is your sin. A sin that won't disappear. Yes, you are absolutely correct. You have my sincerest apologies. I too must bear some responsibility for this. Even so, I am most grateful to you. I thank you for solving the mystery of Rook's death. I am scheduled to stay in this country for a little longer. But if any of you ever wish to visit the Republic of Zangfar, you will always be welcome. Isn't that nice? Alright. Bloody hell. We're gonna watch him fly away. Oh lordy. Thank you. I'm so happy for you, Nicole. You were set up as the suspect for the murder. Still, your involvement with the fake assassination plan remains a fact. You will have to submit to police questioning later. You should know that there's still a possibility you may be charged with some crime. Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this. I understand you want to catch a scoop, but there's a line that should not be crossed. I hear you. I promise to reflect on this. We did it, Mr. Edgeworth. That was awesome. Prosecutor Edgeworth solves presidential assassination attempt. It's gonna be big news. Big news. Mr. Prosecutor, would you mind telling us how you feel about solving this case? That was certainly a quick change of attitude. No comment. Oh, don't be so ornery. Oh, ornery. The reason is because this case is not over yet. Huh? Not over? What do you mean, sir? What shows that this case is not over yet? The killer. His calling card. The killer's card. The killer still hasn't carried out his request. You mean killing the president? I hope this doesn't turn into a larger incident. You and me both, Edgy. An assassination attempt on the president of Zangfar. News of this incident spread across the entire country. The mass media also hounded me as I began to prepare for the trial of Horace Knightley. Everyone had seen the news, and everyone was talking about it. However, amidst the commotion, nobody noticed that the game had only just begun. Bum bum bum. The end. Well, that's the end of the game. Damn, that was shorter than I expected. Yeah! The Imprisoned Turnabout. That sounds the exact same as the first game. It sounds like Edgeworth gets kidnapped again, except this time he gets imprisoned for a long time. Alright. So, Who the hell is that? Oh, it's a new character. Is that just Charles Edgeworth? Alright, yeah, it's a new character. Either way, that is going to be the end of this session. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, take care.